Hi there, welcome to another installment of Triple J's Thoughts. The Terminal, a film directed by Steven Spielberg, and it stars Tom Hanks and Catherine Zeta-Jones. Now, the reason why I decided to review this film from 2004 was, or is the actual reason I'm here in Victoria, BC, is to do an opera called Flight. And it has basically the same inspiration for a certain character who was stranded or stuck or landlocked in an airport, and same derivative of a man actually who was stranded in the Paris airport for over 25 years, if I'm not mistaken. And so I thought they have something similar in common. It was on Netflix, so I decided to take a look at it. I'd never seen it before, and I've heard mixed reviews about it. So I thought I'd give my 2 cents about it. So let's take a look.
There's a man walking around the terminal in a bathrobe.
I think he's CIA.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about. That guy doesn't even speak English.
So this film was directed by the great Steven Spielberg, in which he takes on loosely based the story of Narim Karim Nasseri, or nicknamed Sir Albert Maran, was based on passport and country, lived at the Paris airport of Charles de Gaulle for 18 years.
I have no country. I'm Geneva Convention refugee. The life, I don't talk about the life. Ending my time here in the airport and moving to the city, to the other country, I think it's possible.
It also stars the beloved Tom Hanks, who plays Victor Natrovsky, who is stranded at the New York airport. Actually, Hanks' father-in-law, he based the character on, who is from Belgium. Then we have Catherine Zeta-Jones, who plays the flight attendant Amelia, who takes pity on Victor. Lastly, Stanley Tucci, who plays the immigration and customs officer, the head of them. It was also great to see such stars that we recognize today, because the film took place in 2004. Diego Luna, whom a lot of people remember from Narcos and Rogue One, a Star Wars story. And Zoe Saldana, who, of course, in things like Avatar and the Avengers series. So obviously, this is very loosely based on the actual events that happened in Paris. They take the idea of Tom Hanks' character in a fictitious country out of Russia that has this, political situation where the country is in a military coup, and the United States don't recognize the country, so that's why he's stuck. And so he can't enter the United States, and he can't go back to the country until the situation is resolved. I think it was like Kraskovia or something like that. It's completely fictitious, of course. So it's pretty funny. And, Tom Hanks' situation is, I find for me, he plays it well. We always forget that, Tom Hanks has become this, shall we say, a more seasoned, serious actor. He had a huge comedic side in the past, especially in the 80s and early 90s. Not just romantic comedies and stuff, but, and I think he shows his chops of just committing to this character of someone completely from a different country, and I found his comedic timing very charming. For me, in terms of the list of the Spielberg films, it's not on the higher ranks. There's a lot more sophisticated, more nuanced films that Spielberg produced, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the actual film. Not a rousing thing for me, but it was nice to see another side, especially the opera that I'm doing right now, which does have a comedic side too, but it's nice to see different elements brought out through this film. One of those elements for me that I feel is brought out is the idea of connecting with people. You have a situation for Tom Hanks' character who's, completely lost because his situation he can't control. And, the silly part is that Stanley Tucci's character is trying to get him out so that it's not his problem anymore. He wants a tightly run ship in the airport. So he wants him out, whether out on the street to get arrested or, flying back somewhere else that's not his problem anymore. But I think he wanted to, you find out later, I don't want to spoil it or give it away, he has a certain mission, shall we say, in New York that he wants to do. And so as a result of him standing his ground, shall we say, he befriends a whole bunch of people, seeing that there's connections he can make even though he's this isolated character. We don't forget, of course, that a lot of the Spielberg films have this idea of just getting to the heart of everything. There's a certain message that transmits through. And I find that with this film, there was a lot of beats. It was a heavy comedic side, interwoven, kind of lighthearted fare, and then it kind of moves into this a more serious idea of the situation that Mr. Victor is in. And then we find out the reveal, or we find out the secret as to why he's actually there, which then, as Spielberg can try and do, is tug at the heartstrings and make you feel something through his movies. Even though there's some funny scenes, I remember actually just in the beginning right away where Stanley Tucci's character has to deal with this, I think it's Taiwanese people coming into the country, and he's like, no, they don't really work. And sends his team, his SWAT team, to deal with them right away, and they're running away. There was some really good, strong comedic times, but I felt that sometimes it got a little over the top. It lost, I found, the heart of where it was going. Again, not on a high tier of the Spielberg films, so I think there was something missing there for myself. But overall, it's a very delightful film. You just want to pop it on Netflix. It's on Netflix. Pop it on, and Tom Hanks, everyone's committed. And I think that's what I really took away from it in general. So would I recommend this? Yes. As I said, a lighthearted fare, something that you want to see just on a nice, Friday night. And getting back to certain nostalgias, certain things that we forget, like pagers. So again, thank you for taking the time for me to just give an overall impression as well as a little bit of details on the movie The Terminal, again based on the fact that I'm here for an opera called Flight, which has the same inspirations taking from, Sir Albert, who was landlocked in the Paris airport for about 18 years. Correct myself on my earlier part when I said 25. It's really nice to have my craft that I'm doing and connect it to something that I want to see. So that was a really fun little exercise for myself. So again, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe on my page. I'm trying to, get better. I actually really, really encourage any feedback, anything like that, to just make and suggestions. I said in the beginning for myself, just, any suggestions of films that I have never seen. I haven't seen every single film possible. It's really nice to just crack open something new.